All right. Episode 5 of the DKast. 5 already.
Oh.
And today my guests are Cory from the Urban Fuse.
C. Cory.
And
Capital C.
Sanford.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah.
And we also have a guest from Delaware, right?
Yeah.
Hasani.
Hasani, yes, sir.
All right. All the way from Delaware, man.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for being on. And first of all, I want to get to, because this is a little old, but I need to rant about this first.
Yeah.
The whole Kanye West, Paul McCartney thing, which was Kanye put out a new song called Only One, which I didn't like, actually.
Right.
It was, it was all auto-tune, which I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
But after he and it was featuring Paul McCartney.
Okay.
And after he put that up, Kanye's fans were pretty much praising Kanye for discovering Paul McCartney, and Paul McCartney's about to blow up big. And
yeah.
These kids don't know who Paul McCartney is, man.
That's a shame, man, because, Kanye West is a fucking asshole, number one.
He is, man.
That's number one. And, Paul McCartney is a legend.
He is.
And, I really haven't read the whole story, but I heard a little bit about it, like on Facebook and things like that, people commenting and things like that. But, I think it was that the younger generation, they were not aware of who Paul McCartney was.
But that's the problem to me. Like, if you're a fan of music, you, in my opinion, you need to listen to old music.
Yep.
To get a feel of what you want to create.
Yeah.
And want to listen to.
Yeah.
So this whole, like, these kids don't know who Paul McCartney is, man.
Well, you know what? You know what's crazy, because Paul McCartney. If you think what was some of his, he was like in the Beatles. He was the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
That's legendary.
He's a Beatle,
and it's crazy because Kanye West should have respected that and put that out there. I don't know. I mean, Goody, what do you think?
Yeah, let's hear what you think.
I think when Kanye put that song out, it was kind of like, I think Beyonce started this whole genre of just throwing songs like in the last minute without a heavy promotion, marketing, that sort of thing. And the way it seemed like it was, I guess Kanye assumed everybody knew who Paul McCartney was.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't need
I
to
would
explain,
think so too. Yeah.
He didn't need to explain himself, but it just goes to show you of our generation today. And I think a lot of times they either don't research or go back to what good music was. And a lot of times that might not be their fault. I mean, it's just a testament of the kind of
it's like
shit that's out here today.
Yeah, really.
Really? So I just think that hopefully it'll be a lesson to a lot of the generation today, and then they can, I think it's something, whether it's Kanye or McCartney, they just need to pull out some old hits. Yeah. Even Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney. Say
exactly.
And, like, show what kind of impact this man had on
Paul
music.
McCartney and Stevie Wonder. They had a hit back then.
Yeah. Right. So I just think the younger generation needs to do a little bit more of their research, and because that happens a lot of times. Like, let's say you see an actor in a movie, like it's some older actors, I just like, damn, they've been around since the 60s. Like if you're looking at Clint Eastwood and directing, a lot of people might not know his history.
That's true.
Like his Western movies. So I just think as a young fan, if you like music or want to go into music, you should always do your research.
Right. Yeah, I think so. And the other thing is that kind of pisses me off.
Okay.
Is that there's no songwriters anymore. Like these major stars like Justin Bieber and Kanye West and even Katy Perry, who's going to be playing the Super Bowl, don't write their own songs anymore. They used to when they first started out. Yeah. But now they're just getting these songs written for them, and it's like, here, go make some money.
I think like if you're talking about Katy Perry, or if you're talking about some of the newer generation, they don't. I agree. They don't write their own music. I mean, some of them do, and a lot of times it's whack and lame if they write it. But if you've got to respect the younger generation for still being innovative, They've changed the sound. It may not be in lyrics and writing words, but the sound has still changed.
Yeah.
So you've still gotta respect, some of the newer artists out here that have changed the sound. If you're thinking about the Beatles, Paul McCartney, which was a legendary group, Beatles. I mean, come on now, it doesn't get any better than that. But at the same token, we all know that music changes. Every so often, every couple of years, and I've got to commend the younger generation for changing the sound, giving us something new, giving us something fresh.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it.
The sound definitely is changing, but the thing that worries me is the songwriting.
Right. But not only that, Dustin, I think this is the problem I have with music today. It seems like every week there's some kind of it's like some rushed music. It's like a hustle now.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of artists now, they're not putting a lot of time into creating a great album.
Exactly.
Great albums
because they have all these writers with them, and they're just putting out these songs.
Right. And it's like I said, Beyonce started with her album. What was that, like last year on was it the 1st of January?
Yeah, I think it was the beginning of the year.
Like, she just came out of nowhere, dropped her album at midnight. Kanye did the thing with this song. I just think that I was just talking to Dustin. I was like, man, there's no time or production of creating a great album. These kids are so used to just a single that's a hot single. You get an album, the album is just shit. It's just not,
Or it's shock value. You know what I mean? Like Nicki Minaj, for example. She put out that album really fast, but the main thing was she wanted to show off her ass. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of just like blew past the whole music part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, I mean, a lot of the quality is gone. But I think, getting back to what you're saying about Paul McCartney, it just goes to show you it's a lot of, I would say, 60s music, 70s, that revolution sound today. And I almost forgot about auto-tune. That's kind of been, I remember since Jay-Z did his song. I forgot the name of the Jay-Z song that he did against auto-tune. What was it, D something? I forgot the name of it, something with D. But, it's kind of like been, auto-tunes kind of went away for a minute, but then I guess maybe it's like making a trend comeback again. Yeah. So,
and to me, I mean, auto-tune, I mean, it works sometimes, but to me, honestly, it's like cheating, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, because it's automatically giving you a voice. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about auto-tune yet. Some people can pull it off, like Daft Punk and.
Love Daft Punk.
Yeah,
I think that was probably your last as a pop album. I think Daft Punk, I love them. Lady Antebellum. I'm into music like that. I like some of the alternative, the country stuff. Even what's the girl name that she's in New York now, and that's the one that Kanye had interrupted.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Yeah. I think she has a audience. I'm waiting for Adele to come out. I think I love Adele.
Yeah, she disappeared all of a sudden.
Yeah,
you know
I think she maybe just went, maybe took a break. So,
yeah, right.
I mean, there's some good artists, but like you said, I still think music. I think music is going through like a dark ages right now.
Yeah, it's in a very weird phase right now.
Very weird phase, and I think we're at a point. We're waiting for something probably newer or some.
Yeah, we need somebody.
Right, somebody. So.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Well, music has always been a reflection of how people feel at the moment.
Right.
So, a lot of folks complain about, music is terrible, the message is terrible. Talking about some of the, the newer music. The message is terrible, Miley Cyrus twerking and shit, But, blowjobs and things. But see, music has been and always will be a reflection of how people feel at the time, because you couldn't sell records if you couldn't connect to people. Music has that sort of influence. I mean, it connects to people, it relates to people, it talks about relationships, life, how you feel, freedom, things of that nature. You know,
yeah.
Music, that's what music is.
Yeah.
Music is directly tied to people's emotions. You know what I mean? So, I know like let's take it back to the 60s, the 70s. Okay, 60s, 70s, political music, a lot of folks were smoking weed and peace and things like that. But it changed, that was probably the majority back then that were thinking that way. Hopefully, I was small in the 70s, so I don't know. But it's a reflection of how the folks that they serve, whatever music or whatever fans that you have, those are the folks that appreciate your music and connect to your music.
Right.
So I'm a huge fan. I don't want to tell my age because I'm a little older.
you were in college in the 60s, right?
No. But yeah, man. I mean, a lot of folks try to downplay, the newer versus the older. But
right.
I mean, I respect it all. Music is music. Quality is quality.
Right. Music is music.
Creativity is creativity. So,
but the thing is, to me, like today, it's just all about shock value.
Really?
Who wants?
Why would you say that?
Sex.
Yeah, I mean, like Nicki Minaj, the Anaconda video,
right?
And then Iggy Azalea and Jennifer Lopez put out their booty video, and then it's just everybody's trying to top each other, kinda.
I agree. I mean, it's definitely about shock value. But if you think about it, that really sells. I mean, people really want shock value. Yeah. I mean, if you think about Kim Kardashian's last number, with the ass out. I mean, what else does she have left? I mean,
exactly. I mean, like how, like,
yeah.
What's the next step? Like, what's the next shock value?
Porn.
Pretty much, yeah. Penetration, pretty much.
It's going to be to the point, like, it's funny you say porn. Yeah. Sex always sell, and it's like to the point where creativity, in a sense, is going to be out the window, and I think you're going to see music kind of trend more to that.
Right.
Because, hey, guys, at the end of the day, a lot of these female artists out here, we want to fantasize about them, and we want to Nicki Minaj, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, whoever, But like I said, I still think music will, something new will come about soon. I don't know how, maybe 5-10 years from now. I think the focus will get back eventually on creativity. Right. I just think it just takes that one artist or that one group to kind of just change. Sometimes you just need a game changer. Usually that changes everything, and then everybody will kind of follow suit. They say, okay.
Right, yeah.
So I just think, if the music just keeps going and gets creative eventually, then you will have that. But right now, I guess everybody's just, they're making their money and they know what they feel they have to do that's going to sell.
And that's the shock part of it.
That's
what I mean? Yeah. And the thing is, like in a way, I kind of want older music to start coming back, but like revisit it. Like I want blues to come back. I want to see a new blues phase or a new jazz phase. Yeah. But with like a modern twist to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that the music jazz. I remember Quincy Jones talking a lot about bebop. Yeah, but it's going to take a lot of your older artists to kind of mesh well with the new. I think it's always good, when you have older music, older artists, they can do more collaborations. Right. And at one time, he was seeing a lot of collaboration. But like I said, it's. The music is what it is, and I think eventually we'll get back to creativity, but it might take what you're saying to bring back blues, jazz, and give it a little bit more, kind of like what Diggable Planets did for hip hop. They had a lot of jazz, and you had your little blend of Ladybug Mecca, the Fugees, so like how hip hop during the golden age of the 90s, they blended a lot of that stuff together. Yeah, that's true. So I think it'll be good if we have that blend of culture, music. Or even I would like to see like an Ella Fitzgerald type of person come back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that would be cool, I think. Yeah, I mean,
This is Cory on the mic again.
We're passing mics back and forth
for all the ladies out there. Yeah, man, blues music is cool. I mean, hip hop, rock, alternative music.
Yeah.
A lot of them are starting to add some of those elements of blues.
Right.
Have you noticed
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're a guitar player.
Yeah. And I love blues, like playing
You love blues?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, and Goody, are you a blues?
I love all kinds of music. I think like what Dustin is getting at. I think we're really searching for that new sound.
Yeah.
Anytime I look at music through the history or through, I guess like you said, you can go way back to percussion, African culture, African instrument.
Right.
Like you say, blues, jazz. It always reflects the times. Like we're in a really interesting time right now, and I said the dark ages because it's just so much shit going on with religion.
Yeah. Yeah, like this thing in Paris.
The terrorism thing. I know we're gonna probably get into that a little later, but it's just. Music was always the fallback. It was. I don't think right now. I think there's some artists maybe doing it, but sometimes, like when people are going through a lot of shit in life, man, there's always that artist like a Nina Simone or Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson. They will write something or they will come up with something that will reflect the times. And Nina Simone always said that. An artist should always reflect the times that they live in.
Yeah,
and exactly. I think a lot of these artists are not conscious about the time. They just out here trying to sell records and make money. Yep. But they don't. It's like their music is not impacting a movement.
Yeah, it's not. They're just trying to get money now, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, this is Cory back on the mic.
Just making sure.
No, I agree, man. I mean, I'm a huge music buff, man. I mean, I like all kinds of music. I'm all into the quality, how it makes me feel, how it relates to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you, Dustin, being a musician, I have a question for you. Like, how do you, like, you play the guitar.
Yeah.
Do you write your own music or you just kind of go with the flow?
Mostly go with the flow. Like I used to try to write riffs and stuff like that, but I'm actually, trying to take a break from music right now because of all this going on. Like this whole, because it's nothing's inspirational anymore. You know what I mean?
Yep, nothing's.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Before, remember when Public Enemy came out in '89?
Yeah.
Fight the Power. James Brown. Just talking about civil rights movement. I'm black and I'm proud. The Doors, their move. A lot of their music was revolutionary, but I think a lot of it just focused on love. The Beatles, exactly the same way. So, with every artist, there was a message. What the world needs love. John Lennon giving peace a chance. So there was always a message. But
and the message today is like,
pop, lock it, drop it. So. It's about twerking and so it's just. I think that's what's missing a lot of times.
There's no voice.
There's no voice. Yeah. I mean, we can have our fun, we can dance, but right now, I think we really need,
especially in times like this, like with everything going on, like ISIS.
It's a lot of shit. I think we need a together love movement moment. To bring people together of all races, all cultures, because religion, the shit that's going on, is making a lot of Muslims look bad with this whole. When every time when somebody say terrorist, they want to think of a nation, a Muslim or Arab person. And a lot of times it's not the truth.
Right.
So sometimes you might need somebody from, let's say, Afghanistan or whatever they're from that's in the Middle East, that they need to come out with something, or artists. I just think music is universal, and when you can bring everybody together, that's when I think music will have the impact that
Right, I agree.
that we're looking for.
I totally agree.
Yeah,
we need something like that.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
But speaking of the whole France thing,
oh man,
how do you feel about that? It's scary.
It was, it just goes to show that, man, we are. I think about Marvin. I'm a huge Marvin Gaye fan.
Yeah, man.
And I remember a song that he wrote years ago now, maybe in the 60s, about it's how it's a ball of confusion. And that was way back when, and it's still a ball of confusion. And you know, for those guys to go and shoot all those people, I think it was like 12, 13 people. I may be wrong.
And then the next day, I think.
Oh, the next day they came
back. 5 more
were
killed. Yeah,
it's crazy. And so I think that, and you know these different countries, foreign countries, and here in America, man, people are losing their minds.
I know. And the other thing is, we're starting to fight each other now.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
That's dangerous.
It's almost like a civil war is brewing.
Yeah, I think so.
Big time.
Between cops and civilians, especially.
Yeah, and I hate to get conspiracy theory, but I just think there's a bigger power that wants this.
Yeah.
They don't really want us to be united. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that
we don't know about. Yeah.
And I don't think we can just pinpoint it on a few people. I think a lot of this stuff is already preordained or pre-planned.
Right.
It's shock value. Sometimes it's when you get these terrorist attacks, it's to manipulate news. Yeah. You know, news is always a cycle, like an airplane getting missing or whatever. I think there's a cycle shift of news control, media control,
right?
Controlling people's minds and that sort of thing. So
yeah, like this is like a distraction almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tragedy. Don't get me wrong, but I just when things like this happen, ever since 9/11, I just kind of question everything now.
Right, and that's another thing. I was watching the New Year's Eve in Times Square, and like a sea of people. Like, you know what I mean? Like that whole street covered. And that was when the cops were told to stand down. Did you hear about that? The whole...
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I was watching it and, not in a bad way, but I was thinking like, what the hell are the terrorists waiting for?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, they're waiting for something. They had their chance right there, but they didn't do anything.
You talking about doing Ferguson?
No, I'm talking about like.
I think that folks hit you when you least expect it.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, you think about even what happened in Paris. I mean, that was just totally unexpected, man. That was just like out of the blue. When you think about 9/11, I mean, who would have thought that someone would actually come here, go to school, learn how to fly a plane just to fly it into a building.
Yep.
Who would think that?
Seriously.
You know what I mean? No one. So,
it's dedication
a lot of folks I've heard say, United States, they were just unprepared. No, who would really think that? I mean,
really.
But at the same token, we do have to be here in the United States, which I think we are now because of that. But you have to be aware that people are willing to do and go to the highest length
because after
attack, after
September 11th, we were on our toes. And now we're not on our toes anymore. You know what I mean?
At least, well, I don't know. I hope we are on our toes.
I hope we are too.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
All the news, it's us fighting with each other, and ISIS sees that probably, and they're like, just let it keep going on.
Yeah, I honestly think the last attack we had on U.S. soil was in Boston. I think there's another attack that I've been hearing that I think it was Al Qaeda. They're looking to make another attack on the Western Front.
Yeah.
So you think of the major cities, it could be out west. Who knows? I just think that we need to. Our government needs to be aware.
Yeah,
because
man.
These guys are absolutely trying to make a statement. And I think ever since Bush, Cheney invaded Iraq, it's just been a huge problem around the world.
I agree.
You know, very huge problem, and I think that we all have to be kind of alert.
Yeah, I agree.
Going forward.
And I mean, there was a few months ago, few terrorists, they didn't hijack a plane, but they stole a few planes from like an airfield.
Right.
And they still haven't found those planes yet. So I'm betting they're going to be using those planes for something.
Yeah.
Sometime in the near future.
Yeah, it's because right now it's so dangerous, man, because you just don't know.
You don't.
There's people in the United States, there's a lot of mind manipulation. Like you said, Cory was saying, a lot of people are losing their minds. I mean, it's a lot of, through religion, through some forms of Islam, I think our government has made it easy for us to build new enemies,
Right,
Because
yeah.
of what the type
Exactly.
of policies using the CIA to like far as in Syria, and we're always picking a group to finance in order to overthrow another group for our own benefit, oil, whatever. And I think it's just, it's very dangerous, man. We have to be really careful.
We do.
About
We do. We
going
got to be on
forward.
alert.
Yeah, because right now, a lot of your, there's a lot of people here at home. You might have Al Qaeda, you might have ISIL right in your back. I mean, they wearing masks, so I think a lot of times they're doing it to try to accuse Arabs of these attacks, but these are probably Americans or from
They
Britain.
could be,
It could be anybody that is a
Could be Australians. You know what I mean?
But I think you got to realize these guys wear masks, so it's not like you're seeing an Arab person committing these atrocities. It's just that I think, like you said, I think there's a group, a powerful group that they use and they manipulate these other kinds of groups that create these attacks, just to blame it on Arabs so we can go to war with like Iran and shit, with what's the guy's name that ran for president in 2009? McCain,
right.
Like Republicans know that Iran is probably one of the only threats going against our agenda, as far as the oil. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean.
It's just a lot of shit, man.
It is. It's scary.
Yeah,
I mean, because you never know. And that's like one of the things that like makes me, like, I love living here, like near DC, but like that's one of the things that worries me. If they're going to hit a place, it's going to be
all
DC.
the major cities. So, you just have to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, listeners. I'm in the studio eating fries.
Corey's eating curly fries over here.
I'm eating curly fries. No, Dustin, no. You make a good point. I mean, man, I'm actually. I normally don't discuss my political views, but I'm actually very. I wouldn't say afraid. I'm looking for another word that's in between.
Let's see.
Not afraid. I'm not
Nervous?
afraid. I am
Nervous?
not nervous.
Anxious?
What's in between those three?
Nervous, anxious, or nervous, scared, and
Well, I guess a combination. Whatever those three
unsettled.
combine. There you go. I'm unsettled about the future here in our country because I just don't know if those that are in power really care about the average man, which I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know a lot of times here in this country, it's all about money.
That's true.
It's all about power and control and manipulation. Not from every aspect, but a lot of it has to do with that. You know what I mean?
Politics and stuff.
Because, if you think about it, you kind of have to be that way if you're running an entity this big.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You kind of have to have the control. You kind of have to have different things in place based off of folks' beliefs and things like that, or it wouldn't be a balanced world because everyone doesn't believe the same thing. So you have to have. There's going to be division. There's going to be division because everyone doesn't believe the same thing. You know what I mean? But that's just the problems here in this country. But when it comes to affairs that we have with other countries, that has me unsettled.
With other countries.
With other countries. Yeah. When the whole thing went down with the whole Sony, it's old news right now. But with the whole Sony-ish deal, and Korea and things like that. I mean, that
and that, again, could have been anybody. You know what I mean?
That could have been anybody. You know what I mean? And then not only that, talking about hacking and things like that, movies, the internet is powerful.
Yeah, it is.
The internet is powerful.
Seriously.
So it's becoming so powerful that I know me personally, and I know a lot of folks that are listening right now can, really relate to this. Pretty much everything is becoming internet for me. I mean, I pay my bills online. I mean, that's my livelihood. I pay my bills. I speak to my family members that are not in the state that I'm at right now.
I email.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much don't have to.
And a lot of it's on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of it's on the phone.
Yeah.
So we're becoming we're relying on the
technology
right now, and so that could be a cyber attack.
I know definitely.
Right.
Robots are gonna become aware one day for sure. I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, because we have some crazy technology, like cars can drive themselves. Like,
yes. Insane. So my question is, I know these things are great. These forms of technology are just unbelievable and awesome and great. But have we prepared for if we were ever to be attacked in these areas?
By our own technology.
There are some, if you're talking technology, there's some other countries that are more advanced than we are. Korea.
Yeah, Japan.
Yeah. Come on.
Exactly.
I mean, if you look at their public transportation, trains and things like that, they're way more far advanced than we are. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like, I don't know. Are we really the most powerful?
I don't know.
I know
I don't
it sounds
think
good
so.
here. It's almost like saying your dad is the most powerful guy. He tells you that. I'm the most powerful man in the world. Your dad tells you that, right?
Right.
And you believe that.
Well, I don't know.
Because it's your dad.
Sure.
And that's who you grew up with. That's your dad. You believe that he's the most powerful. If he tells you that. Okay. You believe dad is the most powerful thing, and then you grow older and you start to question dad a little bit, because you say, well, wait a minute, dad, you still working at Walmart, so I don't know. I mean, are you sure? But at the same token, you still kind of believe that. You know what I mean? Because your dad, it was put into your subconscious that your dad was the most powerful thing that ever existed. Right. Same thing with the United States. I mean, are you really the most powerful? Really? I mean, that's all I've heard.
And that's the same thing with military.
Right.
Are we the most powerful military force?
Are we?
You know what I mean?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and that's what I believe. But
I do too, yeah.
Just because I believe it doesn't mean it's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you have North Korea talking about all the missiles they have. And
I mean, so are we really the most? I mean, is that something to kind of dupe us again into thinking we are the most powerful when really we are not the most powerful?
Yep. Exactly.
The dad in Walmart scenario.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be under that. Who knows?
We could. You never know.
Who knows?
And I don't think we will ever know.
I hope we will know, so that we can get the hell out of here.
Move to Canada.
Yeah, right.
No, but I was reading a story the other day. Bill Gates, he didn't invent this thing. I think he just provided the money for it. And it's a machine that turns poop into drinking water. How do you feel about that?
It's so funny you talk about Bill Gates. Now let's get on that and with Ebola.
Okay.
I don't understand the purpose of the whole drinking water to shit, whatever it is. But depopulation is a huge thing, I think. Yeah. But you know what, Bill Gates, I admire Bill Gates for who he is, businessman, self-made guy. Yeah. I don't know what's his agenda.
I don't either. I mean,
he's doing a lot of stuff, him and his wife.
Because he's the richest guy in the world, right? Right. Like one of them, at least.
I would say him, the guy at Facebook now. Yeah. But with these vaccines in Africa, I mean, I think there's an agenda of depopulation now. A lot of people were saying that he is a part of that, because a lot of these vaccines, with Ebola, a lot of this stuff, they're like, okay, this could happen through the vaccines. And what he's doing now, like I said, I don't understand the agenda.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
because I mean, what does he do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think he just gives away money to companies.
Yeah, I think at this point in his life, which a lot of people do in his shoes, they want to create some kind of a charitable legacy.
Right, yeah.
They say, okay, I just wasn't this asshole that just became a billionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
So I figure now I'll give back and that sort of thing. So, but like I said, it's some things I'm kind of questioning.
Yeah, like, same
okay,
here.
Is some kind of new world order stuff going on that I feel, we need to kind of know about. And I just don't trust. I don't trust a lot of stuff that's going on. But what, maybe you know more of a background. What is this whole deal with the water turning into?
It's just a machine.
What is that about?
Like a huge, Like, it looked like it was a big crane, almost like a big conveyor belt.
Is he trying to make a point that we are blessed here in America and that these people are drinking shitty water?
I think he's.
Is that the point?
I think he's. I actually don't know what the point is. It's just he's found a way to turn shit into drinking water.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like it tastes just like water. I don't know if it smells bad, like like some tap water smells a little off. Like I'd imagine it smells straight like shit, the drinking water that he's making. But apparently it's,
I think Bill Gates is just bored. He has nothing else to do with his money except tap into shit like this.
Yeah, that's like a last resort idea. Turn poop into water.
Yeah, but
I don't think it's perfect.
I'm a huge Bill Gates fan. I think Bill Gates maybe has. I don't know. Who knows? Like I said, I haven't read that story. Like, so is he saying that?
If we ever came to the point where we ran out of drinking water, we can turn our poop into it. It's probably the whole point, I'd imagine.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Just like you've heard rumors of, some of the Asians that are in the inner city, serving chicken. It's really not chicken, it's dog,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe it's one of those things where if you don't know that you're drinking it, maybe it's really
that's
good.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You never
like
know.
if you don't know if you're eating dog or if you don't know if you're eating pigeon, and you just eat it and it's really good, you never knew that it was
like
the best thing ever.
If I gave you a glass of water and you drank it, and
Right.
afterwards I told you that's actually made out of my shit, what would you do? But it tasted exactly like water.
I think psychologically, man, I would have to fuck you up because it's like, man, I just, drunk your shit. But if it tastes the same, I would have to, kind of look back at that. Like, it did kind of taste kind of crispy and clean, though, Maybe I'm confused, but most folks won't look at it like that.
No.
Won't look at it that way.
That one, if it ever catches on, will take a while to catch on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm with you, man.
So I don't know. It's
know.
weird.
It's weird. It's really weird.
And
It's
that's
really weird.
another thing. Like, are we running out of water? Is that why?
No, I wouldn't say we're running out of water.
We can't,
if
right?
you're talking about the United States, the inner supply of, water and just different resources to accumulate water, we'll never run out of water.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe that's just a pointless invention.
I think Bill Gates is bored.
I think so.
He has too much money, man.
I think we cracked the code.
He needs something to do.
Hey, man, I don't know. I don't think I'd try it, but
It's funny you say that we ever run out of water. Water is probably one of our greatest commodities. There's a chance that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because there have been people talking about water shortage, food, meaning the natural processes. That's where all this climate change stuff is coming in, because
Right.
people are trying to say, well, we're putting so much emphasis on oil and drilling and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not really focusing on our planet and what
Yeah.
preserves energy
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. So I think if our priorities are not in focus, there's a chance we could get careless and we could end up having the things that we take for granted.
I agree. Yeah.
So I think I won't be so confident like to say, well, that could never happen. Anything could happen.
That's true, especially these days, man.
Yeah, these days. It's to the point where if we continue, I look at all great civilizations. The minute that a change happened or they lost their form of power is because of being too comfortable,
Yeah.
careless, or overly confident, that sort of thing.
Right,
that nothing could happen. And I think that's anytime you're that comfortable, that's a lot of times when things do happen.
Yeah, like the 9/11, for example.
9/11, right? So I think that was, because America, we wasn't even known to, ever since Pearl Harbor, that was in Hawaii, off the shores, but we never had any other country attacked us. We was normally in these other countries' territory,
Right.
having wars with them and that sort of thing. So I think, like you said, 9/11 was kind of a wake up call to I call it the daddy myth, like what Cory was talking about. Like, okay, your dad is kind of like a superhero to you, invincible.
Right.
And I think that was America in 9/11. So that's why I was like, when 9/11 happened, I'm kind of like, anything is possible.
Yeah.
Because we were dealing with politicians that they will put greed, natural resources, money, oil, they would put that before
Right.
the American people.
Yeah. Exactly.
So.
I agree. We just, like I said, I think we're just not alert enough.
Right.
Yeah,
I think a lot of us just, and I understand some people just living in. A lot of people don't even want to think about that kind of shit, man. Like,
I know.
I don't
either. But
I don't even care. As long as nothing happened, I'm good.
Yep.
But,
Exactly.
We just have to start being a little bit more alert.
Yeah.
Because you just never know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you never
know.
I'm unsettled.
Wait, what?
I'm unsettled.
You're unsettled.
I'm unsettled.
Yeah, so
I
am. Yeah, like I said, we're at a point. I think fear has been a selling point these days because of terror and religion, and I just think we're selling a lot of fear in media, and we have to be really careful because pretty soon we might be trying to create another Hitler on the scene.
Oh, geez.
That'd be a little bit more destructive.
That's true, man.
Than Hitler.
You never know.
Yeah,
we could have a president one day that wants to dictate this country.
So,
yeah.
but like I said, I think there's a lot of times we get what is sold to us. We don't understand the whole story.
Right.
I think a lot of times people need to understand that there are some powers that be that really controls everything. Mm-hmm. Control your politicians, your media, everything.
Yep.
And we just need to be, as a whole, a little bit more aware of what's going on instead of us just, I'm a little bit like George Carlin, just existing and being consumers, going to the mall every day and not understanding, the world around us.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's me.
It's scary, man. Like, you just never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And it's 2015 now.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Anything happen. Yeah. So we just have to live our life.
Yeah. I mean,
and just try to do the best we can.
All right. So to close out our podcast, let's talk about the Super Bowl coming up and our predictions. We just finished watching the Dallas Green Bay game. Man, that one was close.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Very good game. Yeah.
But I don't know who you going for?
Green Bay was my Super Bowl pick in the beginning of the season.
Okay.
And being a Skins fan, I was very impressed. I'm a Cowboy hater, but they that game was something because that controversial call last week against Detroit.
Yeah.
And I felt like they got some karma. A lot of people were saying, "Oh man, Jerry Jones had one of the officials. They was on a party bus together. Mm-hmm. It was like a lot of controversy about that, where I guess they thought they can buy a win in the playoffs. So I thought that was some good karma. Just let you know that the referees are assholes, but at least they are consistent.
Right.
They're just not favoring one team like the Cowboys. So even though they made a bullshit call last week, they came back and make another bullshit call against the Cowboys. So,
and that was a pretty close call too.
Very close call. Yeah, because Dez Bryant is an unbelievable receiver, man. Great player, and he's in a contract year, so he's showing that he wants.
And it looked like the catch was made, but
it looks like it was made.
And I lost $1.
Yeah,
to Cory.
Lost $1. So, but I'm looking forward to them playing Seattle. On the AFC side, it's we was watching a little bit of Denver and the Colts. So, who knows how that's going to go?
I think Seattle's going to take it this year. Actually,
could be. What
so.
You think? What you think, Cory?
What are your predictions?
Man, for the Super Bowl, I think that. Oh man, I like Seattle. As a matter of fact, because of Green Bay's win over Dallas, they'll be playing Seattle, home field advantage in Seattle, Washington. Well, I'm not sure if it's in Seattle, Washington, but somewhere. Where is Seattle, Washington's
Washington
stadium? Is it in Seattle?
I think so. I'd imagine.
It's in Seattle. Really? Okay, I never knew that. but I think this game is going to be a game changer because these are, in my opinion, the two best quarterbacks in the league: Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Unbelievable quarterbacks, two organized, very calculated quarterbacks that have a very organized offense, a great offensive line. This is a great team overall. So I would imagine it's either going to be Green Bay, Seattle, or who else is on the other
Colts.
end? Patriots. So maybe I'm going to say maybe I don't know, man. It can go either way. Maybe the Patriots. I'm talking about the ones that would be the winners of the Super Bowl.
Right, yeah.
Maybe the Patriots. But I'm leaning towards Green Bay, though. I'm leaning towards Green Bay this year.
All right.
If I'm talking about who's going to be Super Bowl champs, I'm leaning towards Green Bay Packers.
Okay, Green Bay.
Like I said, I picked Green Bay, but what gave me a reminder of Seattle yesterday, defense wins championships. Seattle has a great defense. So it's going to be, I think Green Bay is going to be how far can Aaron Rodgers take them. He got a gimpy calf or ankle, whatever. So, but Seattle's defense, man, you can never, I can easily see them. I know you picked Seattle. I can easily see them repeating because of their defense and Russell Wilson. I mean, they got the two ingredients that you need. Well, you got a running game for one in beast mode.
Yep.
A smart young quarterback in Russell Wilson. That his record is crazy in the playoffs for a young guy. He only lost 2 games maybe playoffs, I think, if that. But Russell is playing well. Their defense is just a great defense. And I think the winner of that game next week between them and Green Bay will win the Super Bowl.
Okay. All
between
right.
Seattle and Green Bay. That winner will go to the Super Bowl, of course, and beat whoever between the Patriots, Denver, or the Colts.
Yeah, because who was it last year? Denver and Seattle,
It was
right?
Denver and Seattle,
Yeah.
and we know what. I mean, they got blown.
Oh, God.
Denver got blown out.
I think it was rigged, that game.
Well, yeah.
Because that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was shocked that they got beat like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Especially on the first play, I think they got a safety.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're hoping for...
we are airing this show from Washington, D.C., the Washington, D.C. area, and I'm a Washington Redskins fan.
Yeah.
And recently the Redskins got this new GM. Gooding, now you know about this guy because now, I'm excited for who's in the playoffs right now, but I want to see the Redskins, the Washington Redskins. And Gooding, you seem to have such a big issue with them not changing the name. Can you tell the DKast listeners about that issue that you have, please?
Well, I followed this team, the Skins, since 80-45. I've seen Joe Theismann had a broken leg, the LT. Sean Taylor, one of my favorite players, getting murdered. I've never seen a team that just had so much bad luck.
Right, yeah, exactly.
It's just a bad luck at bad seasons after bad seasons. The guy that Sanford's talking about, Scott McLaughlin, he's a great talent evaluator. I think they've been missing that since Charlie Cashley and Bobby Beathard was their GM. I think now they got a guy that knows how to pick talent. But I've been telling Cory, I said, as long as their name is the Redskins, I don't see them really winning.
Right, yeah.
I think they're cursed. I think they've been a cursed team since 91.
Do you think they should
last Super Bowl.
change the name or not?
I think they should change the name. My reason is because it's a lot of history to that name. First of all, the original owner, George Preston Marshall, was a renowned segregationist.
Right.
Now to say he's racist, just because you're a segregationist, you might just say, well, I feel like whites need to be here, blacks need to be here.
Right,
don't dislike them, don't have a problem with them, but I just feel, we should just be on our own. So everybody's different with that whole thing. I think that he was very ignorant towards naming them that. Because they come from Boston. It was the Redskins. I thought, I think they was Boston Braves. Then when it came to D.C., he changed it to the Redskins. John F. Kennedy or Robert Kennedy had to force him. The Skins, they were like the last team to sign black players.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, man.
People wonder where all these Dallas Cowboy fans come from in this area. Because Dallas was one of the first teams to integrate, as far as a football. Because football was all white at one time.
Yeah, that's true.
Like baseball was all white. Probably the 50s. They started from the 30s, 40s. Mm-hmm. And Dallas was one of the first, because Dallas was a new team on the scene in the 60s, 1960. So they integrated a lot of black players. That's why a lot of the fans, I think, the history gravitated. But I think it's a lot of pain and ignorance to the name. Me personally, I know some people feel differently, but me personally, I just think they need a change. Hopefully they can get back in D.C. again and have a new name. And I think, win or lose, I just think it will be better, I think, for the area where we can get rid of that controversy. We can stop talking about it.
Exactly.
It's like a monkey. It's like something despite however they're trying to progress, I think we're always going to be dealing with that issue as long as it's the Redskins.
Yep.
Me personally.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, and it might not ever be changed. You know what I mean?
It might not ever be changed. I mean, I personally don't find it offensive. I mean, I know that there's some Native Americans out there that may want to kick my ass right now, but I don't find it offensive because I don't think they intended it for it to be, portrayed in a way that it's being,
right? Because I think some Native Americans see it as like a powerful.
Yeah, I think more so that is what it was intended for.
Right.
Because why would you make your team? I mean, it doesn't make sense that you would. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that they created a team. And, a lot of folks are at this point, because Daniel Snyder is the owner. Of course, he's going to get the blame. Well, not so much the blame, but more so the pressure to change what has been done. Mm-hmm. But I don't think the intentions were to offend a culture.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think it was more so strength, power, Redskins, Indian, Native American, strong warrior beast.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's what I thought of. You know what I mean? But, I think there are a lot of troublemakers. See, people are troublemakers. Some people just look for something to start. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because it wasn't a problem a couple of years ago. I think somebody just got bored with their time and said, you know what? They're offending me. Let's go make this a problem.
Right. I think so.
That's what happened. And then they got a few people that aren't able to have their own opinion to follow them.
Yeah.
And that's how you gain followers. People that don't have their own opinions, that are not stable mentally, and you're able to make them believe something when they don't realize that this has been. Why didn't the Native Americans step up day one?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
When the Redskins' name was day one. Why wasn't that a protest? Yeah. Why now?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's just because we're all politically correct now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
And people are trying to find something.
Right. So that's why I don't understand the whole change the Redskins name. Now the Redskins are not the first ones that has dealt with this issue with the Native Americans. The Seminoles, the Florida Seminoles.
Yeah.
Cleveland Indians.
Yeah,
Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
So the Redskins are not the first sports team to have been ridiculed for using a Native American connotation for naming the team.
Okay, yeah. I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. I said did I say what did I say? Concentration?
What were you trying to say? Condensation.
I'm gonna get it all wrong. What were you saying, Hassan?
I think the debate has always been there. It's not as popular as now. I think when I look at the Native Americans, the issues that I've seen, the people that protest against the Skins name, they don't like the whole mascot thing when they ran their chief.
Right, like
the
feathers.
Yeah. I think they got this slogan that we're not your mascot.
Right.
It's kind of like if someone makes a mockery out of somebody's culture, that sort of thing. And here in Sanford has a very valid point. Like where was all the protests? Throughout the years? And like I said, I think there's been the protests, but now, like for me as a fan, I've never looked at it. I said, well, I was always used to the Redskins. Right. Now, until I looked at the history, there is some history behind that name of them scalping Indians during the War of 1812.
Right.
Jackson. Yeah. So it's a half and half. Or I think it's 50%. It's probably like 50% people. Ain't shit wrong with the name. I mean, I have no problem with the name. Blah, blah, blah. And then there's some people like, okay, this name needs to be changed. I think it's half and half.
Yeah, and as far as talking about like dressing up, like
right.
An example is like Cinco de Mayo, for example.
Yeah.
Like people wear sombreros on Cinco de Mayo. They wear ponchos. And that's
and people get drunk and they do. I don't think like I agree with like even though I would like there to be a name change, I don't take it personal to the point where people just outright racist against Native Americans.
Yeah.
You do have that ignorance. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of shit that happened throughout the years against Native Americans, as far as killing Native Americans and taking land and that kind of shit.
Right.
Raping their woman. There's a lot of that. So I just think that in time, I just want to change me personally.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just tired of the controversy. I think the team needs to kind of change anyway. Yeah. That's just me.
And what's going to happen too is they're going to change the name and then that's going to be a whole big deal. Like some people are going to want the Redskins name back and that'll be another.
I think it's a cloud or something. I'm just we've been bad for 20 years, man. I'm like, we just need to fuck it. Let's change the name. Let's get a new.
It could be.
Yeah, we just need a whole new because this team has been awful.
Yeah,
it's not just the win. I mean, they just been totally. 20. It's a lot. I think honestly, Daniel Snyder. It starts with him. Because you got to think about it. In Six Flags, anything he's tried outside of marketing has not been good.
No.
Now, the team can make a lot of money because of his marketing skills, but they're not good. So I think he hopefully, like getting back to this guy they just hired, McLaughlin is the GM. Hopefully they can just start winning again. But like I said, I just think as long as that name is the same, I don't see no changes. I think it could be still more losing seasons. But I could be wrong. It could be something where this guy turns them around and they start winning again. So
right,
we don't know.
You never know. A new name could be like a good luck kind of.
Yeah. Yep. So.
But yeah, I mean,
Dustin. Now, who is your team? Who is your
Panthers?
team?
Man, they almost made it.
Carolina, they almost made it.
Almost made it.
They lost to the Seahawks.
Seahawks, yeah.
They lost to the Seahawks. Yep. They did. They didn't have. It was a good game. I'm not.
It
was.
Give them a hard
close.
Time.
Yeah, I'm not really close. Carolina. Shout out to Carolina Panthers.
Maybe next year.
It was a great game, but again, I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan.
Rodgers,
man. I think that not Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of the both, but man, that's why this is going to be such an interesting game.
It is.
The Green Bay Packers, Seattle Seahawks. When does that come on, Gooding? You're good with that. When does that come on? Is that next Sunday?
Next Sunday at 2:00 most likely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good game.
And then the Super Bowl.
Bowl. Yeah. Which, I want to be right there front and center.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about Katy Perry, man. I have a feeling she's gonna
be performing. Last year it was who was the guy? Who was the guy?
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars was the
guy.
No,
I don't think she'll pull a Janet Jackson, even though I wouldn't be surprised if she did. But this is what I want and what I think it's gonna happen.
Okay.
What I want is for her to go up with a guitar and sing. What's gonna happen is, 20 background dancers,
Yeah.
her flying around on a harness.
Yeah.
And I just want
that's
music.
the Super Bowl. I mean, that's just part of the whole ambiance of the Super Bowl. Katy Perry, I think she's going to do well.
She'll do all right.
I think she performs. I've seen her, obviously not live, but I've seen her on YouTube and some of her performances on YouTube, and she seems to be a very sort of.
She's a good singer.
Yeah, she's a good singer and she's a great performer.
Yeah, but I don't want all that theatrics and like a Super Bowl show should just be, a band playing music.
Really?
Yeah, like last year, Bruno Mars. That's what he did. He didn't have any.
But he wasn't your average band. Dude was dancing around.
Well, yeah, like you can dance around, but I don't want like. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
you have to be spectacular Super Bowl time.
Yeah.
See the guitar. That's like in an intimate club or something.
Yeah.
You have to.
But like last year, I mean, that was good. I mean, Bruno Mars, he was dancing
But
and stuff.
he was very energetic.
Yeah, he was.
So you have to have some.
But that's
sort of,
that's what I'm saying. Like that's awesome.
Right.
But I'm glad he didn't have like 20 background dancers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't make it theatrical. Like there wasn't huge explosions. He wasn't flying around on a harness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
He kept it simple.
And
that's what I want Katy Perry to do. But she's not.
I don't know if she's going to keep it simple. I predict she's going to keep it crazy.
Yeah.
I think something controversial is going to happen.
I do too.
Katy Perry is she's very she's not Miley Cyrus now. She's not that extreme.
Yeah.
She's not that extreme.
But she's going to do something.
I think she's going to bring out something that's going to be still big crazy.
Yeah. I think so, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it won't be great. I'm sure it won't be bad. You know what I mean?
I mean, if she takes her breast out like Janet did a couple of years ago, that'll be good. I think that'll be fun to see.
That'll be shock value.
Yeah, that'll be. But like you said, shock value is the thing right now.
Yep.
She could come out like Kim Kardashian. You never know.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
But it would be cool if she just go out with her and her guitar. You know what I mean? And danced around and stuff.
Because she's really good on the guitar.
Yeah, that's how she started.
She's really, that's right.
I don't know her history, but
Yeah.
it's like Justin Bieber too. He was a guitar
Yeah.
kid. Now he wants to be Tupac. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, what's going on with that?
Dude, I don't even care about that kid.
I really don't care about what the fuck going on with Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber don't even fucking know what's going on with Justin
Right?
Bieber.
Like I'm just ready for him to run out of his money.
Yeah, I'm ready for him to be just totally over.
Yeah.
Kaput.
Bankruptcy, the whole nine. Because he's gonna hit that soon, man.
It's coming.
Yeah, coming quick, probably this year.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask you guys: have you guys been watching any movies lately? Like, is there any movie that you've seen or want to see? I haven't seen Selma yet. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yet. Yeah, there's a few I want to see.
Yeah, Gone Girl, I heard it was a good movie.
Yeah, heard that one was really good. Foxcatcher, I want to see.
Interstellar was really good.
Interstellar?
Yeah.
That's what I
said, Interstellar, I like that. So, but
I think the last new one I saw was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and that's already out on video.
Man.
But that was really good for this year or last year.
Yeah. Did they have the sequel? That was the sequel?
Yeah, that one was the sequel.
I haven't seen that yet.
That one's good, man. Gotta check that one out.
Okay. Yeah, but no, man. As far as sports go, I'm definitely looking forward to.
Looking forward to a good game.
A good game.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl is always a big event.
Yeah.
So
let's hope it's not a disappointment like last year.
Oh yeah, last year Peyton Manning just threw up all over the place, man.
He threw that game, I'm sure.
Yeah,
like because that was just embarrassing.
It was almost like some mafia boss or somebody got over in that game. Like somebody threw the damn. Yeah, it was crazy.
Someone took him to the side.
Right. So,
but all right. Yeah. Any more topics? We
Only thing I know of today, like coming from the movie point of view, there's the Golden Globes Awards coming out another hour, and I'm looking forward to look at that. Other than that, man, I'm keeping things pretty neutral. As far as politics, I'm just waiting to see how Obama and the Congress can get along. And other than that, that's it, man.
Yep.
Cory.
Somebody's gonna kick Obama's ass. Obama has been he's been a 50-50 president. I think he's done excellent in some areas. I think he's done. He could have done better.
Right. Yeah.
Way better.
Right.
In other areas. So
I think he's gonna do something big though right before he leaves.
You think so?
Yeah, in a good way. I think he's gonna like sign something.
That really,
you know how like Arnold Schwarzenegger before he left.
Before I go, what's up with the 2 years for community college for free? He's proposing a bill.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Students that go to a 2-year school can get a free tuition. I think that's awesome.
I do too. I think that's really good.
According to your grade. I mean, he to me, he's a fair president. Mm-hmm. I know there's a lot of stuff that's going on.
I think he's a good president. He's just not in the right time. Like there's just so much stuff going on.
I don't like the policies abroad. I think a lot of stuff, that's being carried on for Bush and Cheney is what it is. But Cory kind of brought something up. He said, with every president, there's always going to be blood on your hands.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
and the next president too. Everyone's going to hate the next president.
It doesn't really matter. So, but like I said, I think there's some things like I don't like what we do towards. We have like $300-something billion every year, and we give that to Israel to bomb those Palestinians, in their land. And I don't like a lot of our puppeteering to the Zionists.
Right.
That's my biggest issue. But other than that, I'm fine with Obama and Clinton. I just don't like, certain people that we go out of our way to keep them enriched.
Yeah, exactly.
That sort of thing.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. But Dustin, man, I thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. My words have been.
You think me?
I don't do this very often. Thank you.
No, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank
seriously.
you for having us.
Thank you guys for being on.
Yeah.
And Hasani, you got to head back to Delaware tonight, don't you?
Yeah, I got a good ride, man. Actually, Harrington, Delaware, man.
Yeah, how long is that?
That's probably about a good 2.5 hour ride.
Yeah.
So looking forward to making this little run and getting ready for the week, and I hope everybody else have a blessed week and you guys have a blessed week. And Cory, I just have to say this. Cory almost blew my back out yesterday.
Dude, same here.
Yeah.
Well, I was there Friday.
Yeah. But yesterday he had this mattress. I mean, it was like lifting up an obese woman. So much excess weight. And good thing we had more help, but he and I was doing. I mean, I've never lifted something like that. It almost took out my whole soul, man. It was just crazy.
Yeah, that was like Friday. Like, dude, I am sore.
Saturday,
see, here's the deal. See, you have to work out. See, I did that on purpose because I know that you, Dustin, and you, Hasani, you don't work out. So I figured, you know what? This will be a good chance for them to. It's the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
this will be a good opportunity for them to get some activity in and help me out, and hopefully be able to promote exercise for the both of you, because the both of you are out of shape, man.
Oh, you're telling me, please.
Yeah, come on, you got to get in shape. You got to get in shape, and Dustin, I got to tell you. Here on the DKast, man, you've got to bring DKast. Oh, what did I say?
The DKast.
DKast. Sorry about that. That's the nickname. But to make your audience aware of the importance of health and fitness and exercise and things of that nature, very important.
It is.
That's what I do for a living.
And ironically, I actually work with Cory doing health and fitness stuff.
With the kids. So I work with, and so. Listeners, especially if you have a young child, I work with kids ages 5 to 12, and pretty much the whole mission is to show them the importance of exercise and eating healthy eating, and we're really serious about it because we know that if we're able to make an impact on our children now, it impacts the future of all of us.
It is.
Of our states, country, state, wherever you may live, your children are going to grow up. You can't forget that. Right. They're going to grow up, and their health and wellness means a lot based off their productivity.
It does, yeah.
It really does.
And what you have going is really, really good.
Yeah, and so that's kind of our approach. We understand that, the things that we teach children now will make a major impact.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And and I think people forget that. They forget that children are the future.
That's
I mean,
true.
you say it, it
Yep.
sounds good.
Yep. It's true, though.
but
it's true.
It's really true. They are the future. And, you know, what you teach them now is what they're going to most likely live.
Yep.
You know, there are cases, I mean, me and you have talked about this several times before about the subconscious mind and, you know, what you learn in your childhood reflects how you are as an adult and things of that nature, which I truly believe.
Yeah, I do too.
So again, yeah, man, that's why we're just overly excited about our mission.
Yeah, and we got a bunch of new stuff coming too.
We got a lot of new stuff coming. And not only that, not only with children, just in this whole media aspect, man. I mean, we're gonna bring it.
The whole
You
YouTube.
haven't heard the last of the DKast? Did I say
The
that wrong?
DKast, man. The DKast.
I just said that to fuck with you. The DKast and Cory and Hasani, you're an actor. You've been on.
Yeah,
Media
I found this out the other day.
Media Man. What movies have you been in?
Meteor Man. A lot of movies during the '90s.
What was the show you were?
I had a role in The Wire.
The Wire. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Season 4. I played a bail bondsman in one of Marlowe's crew.
Did you get to meet Gray Davis?
I didn't meet Gray Davis, but Idris Elba, before he really blew up.
Oh, you got to meet him?
I kind of like worked the first season.
Right.
I was doing a lot of stand-in work, you know, behind the scenes for a lot of actors. So I really got a chance to meet Idris Elba, and
he's blowing up now.
Very much. I mean, pretty much a couple of guys in that show has really been doing it. So it gives me some added fuel, going to the future.
So you still do this? You still act?
Yeah, I've been away for it for a good while, but looking to get back in it.
Right. That'd be fun, man. That would be cool.
So I'm definitely anything dealing with mass media, whether it's radio, voiceovers,
right.
Anything. I mean, I think this medium is very heavy, very. It's a lot that you can do, and so I'm looking to really get involved in all aspects of it.
Right. Seriously. Yeah. Same here. Like this whole radio thing. I'm definitely shooting for this for a while.
It's a big deal, man, and I'm extremely proud of you, Dustin, because this is something that you started up on your own.
Right. Thank you. It's something I learned from you, so thank you.
Hey, man, well, you're really good at it. You're really good at it.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate that.
So we're going to keep supporting.
Yeah.
The DKast.
The DKast, man. The DKast.
I'm sorry. I just said that to fuck with you. Yeah.
No, but you guys will definitely have to be on again soon.
Definitely.
So.
Definitely.
But all right, guys. I think that is it. Nothing else to add, good sirs? Anything at all?
Just thank you for having me, and it's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you, guys.
Likewise.
And until next time, guys, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.
That's right. Put the plug in.
Right? There we go. So until next time, guys. That's true. You get your ass kicked. No, I'm playing. But until next time, peace out, guys.
Till we meet again.
Okay.